Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down everything that happened in Critical Role Campaign 3, Episode 22, or as I like to call it, the Backstory Lore Drop episode, because in this episode, we got a bunch of lore drop for different characters, as well as a Vex cameo. Don't forget to check out our last video where we explained everything we know so far about Ashton and their backstory, and then we break down my theories on the major lore dump we got from this episode. As always, if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, let's get into it. The party returned back to Drusar after having completed Gianna Hexum's heist quest, checking back in to the Fire by Spire Inn. That night, we get our first piece of lore drop for the episode as Ashton begins having dreams/memories of the night he and the Nobodies stole from Gianna Hexum, a night which Ashton remembers very little of. The last thing Ashton remembers from the break-in was opening those strange crates in Hexum's home. As they reach into the crate, they are hit by a blinding flash of light. I just want to take a moment and appreciate how amazing of a storyteller Matt Mercer is. It's really easy to forget just how good Matt is when you've watched enough Critical Role. He was really on one though in this episode with all of the dream sequence and memory sequences that we'll get later on in the episode. The next day, the party head to Gianna Hexum's home to receive their reward. Upon entering the home, Bell's Hells hear the sounds of a violin. They follow the sounds into the study where Hexum is sat playing said violin with another old woman. The party, it seems, have crashed her music lesson. They give Hexum the stolen letters they took from Hytroga's museum. Hexum tells them this information is more than enough to embarrass him for years. Because of this reward, she gives them roughly 3,500 gold, I think. More importantly, though, she frees Ashton from their debt to them, setting them free. Hexum asks FCG and Ashton to stay behind. The rest of the party attempt to gather a heavy magical bust sculpture in the front of the house. Hexum is quite curious about FCG as he is the most sentient automaton she has ever seen. She asks him about his creator. FCG tells her about Dancer and the other automatons FCG was created with. Eventually, Hexum begins to treat FCG a little more like an object or piece of meat than a person, as she grabs his head, examining him as one might examine an egg before you buy it from the store. He tells her to politely stop, saying if she perhaps took into consideration the feelings of automatons, she might talk to more of them. It's always so funny to me watching Sam roleplay this very wholesome character after the years of lording on Scanlan and not. Hexum explains she's interested in acquiring automatons, especially if they are unique like FCG, as she has never seen anything just quite like him. During this conversation, Ashton manages to spy a very familiar wooden crate, one that looks very similar to the crate they reached in before their memory went blank. With magical bus in hand, the group lead heading off to Lord Estro's home. On the way there, they get some more FCG lore jump as he explains to the party his last moments with Dancer and his former group, the Division of Public Benefit. FCG tells them that Dancer used to scrounge parts from all over the world. This makes sense because FCG has Aeorian metals inside of him, so it's very possible we will hear more about Aeor and FCG's future. As well, he tells the party that his group were on a mission to clear out a silver mine near Bassaras from a possible one-eyed monster. That night, when FCG woke from his sleep mode, he found the rest of his group have been killed, completely eviscerated. A week or so later, Ashton discovered FCG having been sent to the mines to see what happened. Immediate thoughts go to a beholder when I hear one-eyed monster, or possibly some sort of Underdark or Netherdeep creature. We still know so little though, it's hard to speculate as Matt Mercer is the king of misdirection. I did see one crazy theory in Twitch chat that it was FCG who killed everyone and the monster he saw was just a reflection of himself. There's like a 1% chance that's correct, you know, but I always love an outlandish theory, so I had to shout it out. On the walk to Estro's home, Imogen and FCG offer to delve into Ashton's memories and possibly uncover what it is they are forgetting. On the night the Nobodies tried to rob Hexum. In classic Taliesin fashion, Ashton flips a coin, agreeing to let the two delve into his mind later. The group arrive at Estro's home, they interrupt him training. After some small talk, Estro's informs them that the capture of Lady Emoth and the investigation subsequently from it has led to confirmation that Armand Treshy is a conspirator and set to be arrested. Treshy, getting word of this, has fled the city on his way to Bassaras. The Lord asks the party to pursue the man, offering them the use of his airship. Bell's Hells accept, the Lord as well, giving them a letter that had been sent back to them with the airship from Whitestone. Imogen reads the letter from one Lady Vexalia, Vox Machina cameo alert, thanking Bell's Hells for returning Bertrand's body as he was a dear companion. Also, can we just talk about Laura just flexing her acting muscles real hard here with that seamless transition from Vex to Imogen. Estros as well gives the party a new map. Damn, these details are crazy. Remember when Matt used to draw all the maps? How far they have come. He gives them a crystal ball as well. To the delight of Ladna, he tells them the ball will show them direction to Treshy once they're within range. From here, the party go to a school called the Dial Hall. Chetney is looking to meet Ajit Dial for help with his lycanthropy. He explains to Ajit his conditions. The teacher offers to cure the lycanthropy. Chetney obviously declines and asks the man if it would be possible for him to arrange an introduction with a group of werewolves known as the Gorgini, a tribe of werewolves who have gained more control over the beasts inside them and attempt to live normal lives together. Chetney wishes to learn more about being a werewolf. As well, he wants to control the beast so he doesn't accidentally eviscerate a party member. The teacher tells Chetney they reside in the jungles of Ashinador. As well, he tells them of a tribeswoman there named Devashila, who they should try to contact. From here, the party head to the Trove of Marwa to acquire supplies for their journey. They blow a bunch of their newly acquired coin, purchasing a portable hole, a butcher's bib, a horn of silent alarm, and some other goods. From there, they head to the Crook's house to speak with Ashton's friend Milo. Ashton presses Milo for information on that last job with the nobodies. After a little bit of poking, Milo finally begins to talk. While much of Milo's memory as well is fuzzy, he remembers they were looking for something, when suddenly someone set off a trap, or something possibly like a trap. All of a sudden, things became, as he said, like a dream. The party then scattered. Milo found Ashton laying outside unconscious on the ground, having fallen from the house.
I took some gold, some brass, whatever metals I could find. I found some heavy bit of glass that I had been amassing for a separate project, and just heated and melted it down. And you were clutching something at the time, something that you wouldn't let go of, and I had to pry it from your hands. And it was like a crystal vial, about that long.
What the fuck?
And I couldn't figure out what it was, but it looked magical. It was like this kind of weird grayish liquid. Had like an odd sheen to it. And when nothing else was working, I didn't know what else to do. So I just kind of threw it in the gumbo, if you will, and poured the glass and sealed it up, and that's when you started to spark again. That's when something pulled you back. So it must have worked, whatever it was.
Yep, if you didn't figure it out from the cast's reaction, this is most likely a vial of dunamancy, similar to the ones Veth's husband Yeza was developing for the Cerberus Assembly in Campaign 2. Back at the tavern, Ashton allows Imogen and FCG to dive into his memories. Just a reminder here, for a full breakdown of this lore dump and my theories, click the eye above. Ashton begins to receive flashes of memories from different points throughout that night. In one of the flashes, we learn that Hexum is getting shipments of something. This we know being the strange crates mentioned throughout the last few episodes, which we also now know that these vials of dunamancy, among possible other things, resided in these crates. When Ashton reached into the box, grabbing the vial, some sort of pulse of dunamantic energy was set off, making this seem like the dreamlike state Milo mentioned earlier. In addition, this is most likely the cause of the memory loss of the nobodies. It's my theory then that this was some sort of dunamantic trap that Hexum had set up, but I don't believe we have enough information to know for sure. From here, Ashton is thrown off the balcony, where Milo later finds him, and we know the rest. And that's it for this wild episode of Critical Role. Once again, if you haven't seen these two dream memory sequences that were in this episode, go check out our full Ashton backstory breakdown, because these scenes alone were just straight class from Matthew. I guess this makes Ashton a walking beacon, or at the very least a being of dunamancy. I'm very curious to see what Matt has in store for Taliesin, as the repercussions of infusing a person's mind with dunamancy are probably spicy to say the least. As well, what the fuck does Hexum want with all that dunamantic magic, and just where is she getting it? So many questions. I can only hope that we're going to get the answer in future episodes. As always, if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Please let me know your thoughts and theories for Ashton backstory and Gianna Hexum in the comments down below. Go check out our full Ashton lore dump theory and breakdown video. And as always, I will see you all in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace, love, adieu.